viewers, welcome to Economics Today on TVRC. My name is Kola Ole Itunolua. Joining me on set is Mr. Akintunde Somi Vincent. He's a lead analyst on TVRC, an educationist, and also an economist. We are bringing to you another interesting topic today, which says climate change and its impact on economy. Climate change and its impact on economy. As we all know, that climate is the average weather in a given area over a long period of time. So we are going to be discussing about the effects, the benefits, the causes, and the likely solutions to climate change in environments. So one more time, I'm going to be welcoming my guest, Mr. Vincent. How are you doing?
Fine, better than yesterday, like I used to say.
Alright, so let's talk about the climate change and impact on economy. Let's start with the first question that I want to ask you. Let's talk about the peculiarity of the modern Earth. What's your take on that?
Mother Earth?
Yes.
Okay, Mother Earth. Okay. I was actually trying to get it's
Okay.
Mother Earth. So Mother Earth is it's a kind of it has it's so essential and so important to a length that it cannot be easily dumped down, because it is from the Mother Earth we get the food that we eat. I'm talking about the breed food this time around. I mean, it is also from the Mother Earth that houses are being erected. You know, houses are being erected upon. It is from the Mother Earth that it is. Let me draw a biblical allusion. From the Mother Earth that we come, and you know, if you check very much in the Bible, it says from dust to dust. You know, from dust man comes, and to dust the man returns. It is the same Mother Earth that the man returns. So that's the peculiar. Mother Earth is just everything. It's where we don't walk in the air. We walk on the Mother Earth.
Sure.
So Mother Earth is everything.
Alright, thank you so much. So the second question is, what are the causes of climate change?
We have so many causes. One of it is urbanization.
Alright.
Congestion. When the urban center they are congested,
Okay.
and industrialization too, where we have machines that emit fossil fuel every time.
That's true.
And again, we also have deforestation. When trees that are meant to provide shades, that are meant to strengthen the buildings, are being taken off. Before you know it, they expose those buildings to they expose the building. Another one is volcanic activities. When you see volcanic eruption in some places, you know, they live in Delibu Mark. They live in Delibu Mark, and before you know it, the place either become waterlogged or the place become inhabitable for those that are very much around. Because don't forget, during volcanic eruption, there's always a smoke that transcends to the atmosphere, and those smokes they create a very terrible marks. They leave a terrible destiny in the atmosphere. Don't forget, we have the depletion of the ozone layer. The ozone layer, they are more or less like a blanket that covers the sun. The moment that blanket is depleted, the moment the ozone layer has been depleted, what you notice is an intensity of the sun, which is not really going to be so good for the well-being of man.
Alright.
So and again, another one is mining activities.
Okay.
It's similar to when don't forget that during mining activities, a good number of other things are done. You see the way the head are being dug, you know, into the pinnacle. I mean, into the head, and before you know it, if it's not being covered up, then it creates a kind of a terrible situation, either kind of a very terrible erosion, be it gully or whichever erosion, and again, the same would definitely to not go well for those that are living around.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Akintunde Vincent. So the next question is, let's talk about the effects of climate change. So what's your take on the effects on climate change and on economy, and does it affect the economy?
Yeah, of course it does affect the economy, because when you look at let me set an instance of that of acid rain. Like when you see most of the time all this when you see the emission of there's what called the greenhouse gas.
Sure.
The greenhouse gas. and all this the emission, they emit what we call the very kind of a serious nitrogen, and this nitrogen they all move into the atmosphere, which is actually not so good for. But the general notes, acid rain from the atmosphere, if they are not too good for the crops, they are not good for the plants generally, and the acid rain also they make life, they lead to the destruction of aquatic animals, inside, like fishes and crayfish and what have you, that we consume. So those who want to even make attempt to consume all those animals, that's where you see the emergence of all these kind of diseases here and there, and some it even leads to the loss of life.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Akitunde. Finally, for today's program, before we draw the curtain, I'd like to ask you one more question. Apart from United Nations, who are those taking the issue of climate change serious?
Well, in my opinion, I think they are the indigenous people.
Okay.
And the indigenous people, oftentimes, we have people in the Amazon, like the indigenous people in the Brazil. We have the indigenous people in Africa.
Right.
Those are those who knows the value of all this that we have on the border here.
Sure.
They know the values of trees. They know the values of waters. They know the value of the ocean. They know the value of the mountain. So these are the people that are really conserving those wonderful masterpieces. But on the contrary, in the urban sector where we have a high level of industrialization, oftentimes they just want to like, what is the essence of it? Why not just cut it off? Let's make it into an urban center. Let's industrialize it again. And that's where there's kind of agitation recently between the indigenous people and most of the government, because some government believe that we just have to make this money.
Sure.
And if you are going to make the money, we need to clear some areas.
Sure.
And but these people are saying, no, you cannot. This land is given to us by our forefathers. You can't just come here and take our land just because you want to make money. So that they are insisting they won't leave the land. They will remain. So.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Akintunde Vincent. Viewers at home, I believe you enjoyed the program. We've come to the end of today's program on Economy Today. Assuming your presenter, Kolawole Tunuluwa. See you next time. Bye.